Hi, and greetings from Guatemala City. So, this is what I want you to do for right now. I want you to see if you can actively recall, no looking at your notebook, nothing like that, about what the last two teaching points and learning points were about. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. And turn and talk. See if you can figure it out. Maria Del Mar, if you want to pause, you can. If not, I'll wait. It's fine. Okay, so hopefully you brought to mind that this week we talked about trying to find our idea. You know, how do we do that? How do we pick an idea to write about? And then remember the memory palace, and we had the bear and the bird and the porcupine, and we were talking to him. So internal dialogue, action, description, and conversation. Today, you should have a draft done. I'm using that word should. And remember, it should only be front and back at most. At most. We can revise that and change it and work with it, which is what we're going to do. But what I don't want to see is extending. Okay? I don't want to see extension. At the most, front and back, one page. So this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to do the checklist, and I've been really thinking about how to best do the checklist, because checklists are important, and the reason they're important is that you take ownership over your writing, and you know what you need to work on. You don't need me. You don't need a teacher, and that's awesome. And I've struggled with checklists in the past. Sometimes they're too big. People just click yes. They don't really think about it. So I'm going to try and shorten them. Okay, so we're going to do it in chunks. And I'm going to show you what that's going to look like today. Okay, so let's see if this works. Hey, it did. Cool. You're just looking here at lead and transitions, and I broke them down. Okay, so these are all things that we should be doing by the end of this unit. Okay, if you're not doing them yet, fine. Okay, if you're starting to, fine. If you've done it, great. Okay, we can do more too. So I'm going to show you the process right now that I'd like you to go through, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'll always like to start at the beginning. So lead. I wrote a beginning in which I showed what was happening and where. So with that lens, what was happening and where, I'm going to look at my writing. Okay, so I'm talking about looking around for the dog. So that's what's happening. And I talk about the house, like being outside. Okay, I've done that. What was happening and where, okay? And then, what's the next thing? I gave some clues as to what the problem was going to be. I did, because I was like, where's Churchill? Okay, so that's the problem. Oh, so I'm doing those two things. I might be able to do them better, but I am doing those two things. So for me, I would click on yes and yes. Or check mark. And then use the transition to show the passage of time. Next, before, later. Yes, I see those words there. I use transitions as though things happening at the same time. Meanwhile, not at the same time. No, I did not. I have not yet started to do that. Flashbacks and flash forwards? No. I know I didn't do that. I don't even have to read that. I know I didn't do that. So if I was filling this out, I'd be like, yes, 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 not yet, not yet. And so now I know when I'm revising, when I'm rewriting this, I need to be thoughtful about these two things, about where I'm going to set this stuff. And we're going to talk about flashbacks and flash forwards next week. So if you're starting to try it out, do that. Try it out. Try and have fun with it. So what I want you to do now, in the learning area, so for the rest of this, so I'm going to say bye-bye here in a little bit. I want you to do this work, and you can do it with your partner that you're sitting next to. If you're not sure, read through your writing with these lenses, the lead lens and the transition lens, and only that, and fill out. What are you doing? Not yet, starting to, or yes. Okay? All right, cool. Have fun today, and I will see you on Monday. Ciao.